How's it going, everyone? It's me, Nikusama, on the left. I'm just kidding. I'm playing Red Purple Uta on the left, and Marcus is playing OP03 Lucci on the right. This is a tournament, so this is round one. This leader, I don't know how to face it yet. That's the scary part about this. But yeah, so I do mulligan. I think we win. No, we lost the die roll, so we are forced to go first. We do like to go second just so we can ramp a little better. I've been doing some more experimenting with this deck, and I did make some changes, and I don't know if I like the changes yet, but when they come up I will let you guys know. Marcus on the right also decided to mulligan, so we're going to see what he decides. And I noticed there's a little stamp on the bottom left, or yeah, bottom left of the card. Didn't even notice them on the newer cards. Thought it was pretty funny, so I was like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, anyway, so we're both gonna take our new hands off the mulligan, and yeah, let's see how this goes. I am a little scared of the aggression that this Lucci has, because, you know, swinging twice kind of sucks. But yeah, so you looking at my hand, you can already see some of the changes I've added to the deck. I added Douglas Bullet and this Vanilla Luffy for reasons, you know. Nami can search a film card with him in there, and he's big enough to, you know, be a menace on board. And also, if I play Guild to Soro, I can bring him back because he's a 4-cost. I don't think I'm gonna need 2 bullets this game, so I decided to trash one for the Uta effect, and I go ahead and get arrested Don here. Now here's a misplay that I made. So I go ahead and I take this swing. Didn't even think that he would swing with the Spondum, and I didn't have any 2Ks, and I didn't want to give him 2 cards. So I should have countered out of the easy 5K swing and taken the 6. But it's okay. Now we're down at 2 life, so I'm going to be playing a little more defensively here, which might be my undoing. Alright, so for my turn, I go ahead and I swing a 6 at his life, see if I can get a 2K or something out of his hand. I use the effect, I trash a film card to ramp, and then this is making me look like I'm in a good situation. I go ahead and I play the Marco now, get rid of the Spondum, and yeah. So now here we go. Marcus goes into his turn. He's got a bunch of Don. I have a Marco. No events in hand, which kind of sucks. I do have a bunch of events in the deck. I just didn't happen to see any. So he goes 5 in, and I'm like, okay, I have to counter out of this. And I'm like, oh, what do I counter with? I do have a 5-cost kid in hand, and in the end, that's probably what I should have countered out with, but it wasn't. So he goes ahead and he pops the Marco after playing the Helmeppo to minus him down. And yeah, so I go ahead and I draw, and let's see what I can do on this turn. So I'm looking at his board, and I'm like, okay, whatever I play is just going to get cleared. So do I go as wide as possible, or do I make something that he has to use all of his cards for? And I'm like, man, I kind of want this kid. So I'm thinking about swinging 5. I do swing 5, and I'm thinking about what I trash here for the effect. And I go ahead and I trash... Oh no, I don't actually ramp here. I go bullet, and I just pass. So I actually should have gone 6. Doesn't really matter though, he countered with a 2K either way. So now this bullet is actually what's going to win me the game if I can actually effectively use him. And yeah, because this bullet being a double attack leader, or not leader, character, plus having the rest too, he's literally like Hody Yamato all in one. So it's like kind of cool, but him having to sit here is what sucks. I do feel confident about him staying up though, just because we do have no cards in trash on Marcus's side. He goes 5 in, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to take any hits here, so I counter out with the Luffy. He goes 6 in, and I counter out with the Saga. And I'm like, alright, sweet. Feeling pretty good about this. And then he goes double blocker, and I'm like, okay, I have to deal with 2 blockers. I have a Robin in hand. Not too bad. I have a lot of options here. And I just feel like I end up not making the right options, which kind of sucks. But I do have 5 Don, so I rest 5. I go Kid. Then I'm deciding on how I want to play the rest of this turn. Marcus still does not have a lot in trash, so I do feel good about that. Not being able to pop my things because of that. So I go Bullet Effect. I rest the 2 characters. Then I get 1 back with the Kid. And now I have options on what I want to do here. So I go 7 at... No way, I might go bigger. 6. It looks like I'm thinking about 6. Nope, I have no idea what I'm thinking at this point anymore. He has no blockers up. So it's like kind of free to just swing at life. And I do think this is where I make one of my first misplays. So I do go 8 into his life, or into his Borsalino, and I didn't ramp, which I probably should have. And then I go 12 into his life, and he ends up taking both of them, which gives him a Moria and a stage, which now I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really bad. So I go 1 and I pop the Rebecca. Even though I could have just saved it for next turn, it's not like he's going to swing with it. I really should have left him with the Rebecca so he couldn't play anything off the Moria. And after playing it, I'm like, man, I probably shouldn't have done that, because if I just held the Robin, it could be counter. I can also just rest the Rebecca next turn again. I don't even have to like worry about the Robin being up. And then he goes 7 at life, and I'm thinking about taking it, and I'm like, wait, 2 cards in hand. I block with Kid, and then I counter out. And I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah. Then he goes 10 and into the Kid, and he KOs the Kid, and I'm like, gosh. He's thinking about leader effect, and then he goes leader effect, he trashes 2 cards, and then he has 10 on his Lucci, and I'm like, okay, if he goes 10, I can counter out, and I do counter out, and now I have no cards in hand, and he goes Gecko, or not Gecko, Lucci, to pop the Robin. But honestly, if I would have just redone this turn, kept the Robin in hand and not blocked out, like just taken 1 hit and then blocked out of the leader swing, I could have been in a way better position here. I would have had 2 characters up and I could have possibly pushed for game. Because even if he had Rebecca, I would have the Robin in hand to pop her. But now I don't, and I ended up wasting a card and counter. So I'm like, okay, I have to swing in some way. I have to do something here to make my Don worth it. And I accidentally did put an extra Don down. I'm supposed to be at 9. I wasn't supposed to be at 10 yet, because I just minused. And the misplay there was I didn't ramp. So I go 4, and I go ahead and I KO this Lucci with no cards in my hand. I'm like, oh, okay, this kind of sucks. Rest the Helmeppo for no reason at all. See, I'm making these minor misplays everywhere. I'm just using his effect to use it. When if I would have saved it, I would have been able to rest the Rebecca here, and it would have been fine. Then I go straight 10 into life, and he doesn't take it. He counters out with everything he has. And then I go 10 into the Lucci just to minimize swings. But as you guys know, I have no cards in hand. His Lucci can swing twice, so really he can do whatever he wants here. So he goes 11 into the Bullet, it dies. Then he goes Lucci, pass, and now I have to deal with a body with nothing else. I'm not even at 10 life, and I'm just like, gosh, this really sucks. I used up all my resources too early. So now I go 8 into life. I believe what's in my hand I can't even use to ramp, or maybe I can. Oh yeah, I can. So I rest 4, and I go Uta. Hopefully this will stop him from killing me, and if it doesn't, then I will be able to game him next turn. But honestly, he's not in any sort of danger at all here. It does put him in a weird situation where he can't swing his leader or his character first, because if he swings his character first and I block, his Lucci doesn't get double swing. And if he swings his character first, or if he swings his leader first, I can block with the Uta, rest his leader, or his character Lucci, and then I'm fine. So he minuses the Uta with stage, plays the Gecko Moria. Gecko Moria, he's going to figure out what he wants to play here. He does not actually have enough cards in trash to fully pop everything. So he's debating on what he goes, and then he just decides to go Lucci. And then, yeah, he's thinking through, but he does decide Lucci, and I don't remember what his second card is. But yeah, this Gecko Moria really just swung the whole board into his favor, and I am hurting. So he goes Suru minus, and then Lucci pop the Uta. And then he goes 6 into life, I have to take it, no cards in hand. 2 left, he goes 7, so I have to take it with only 1 card in hand. And I just have a bunch of nothing. And I'm like, oh wow, thanks for the shanks. If I would have ramped and not used my bullet crazily, I would have been fine here. But I'm like, okay, I have one last dish effort. If I can draw Rush Luffy, I win. And I'm looking at this, and I did not get the Rush Luffy. And it is sad times for me. If I would have been able to pull that Rush Lucci, or not Rush Lucci, Rush Luffy with the unblockable, it would have been perfect time. But yes, I did not see anything. I did see the Sanji blocker, but he is at 10, I am at 9, so I can't even play it for a discount. I could take the 10 drop Luffy, but I can't play it because I'm not at 10 Don. Gotta be smarter with those bullet plays, so I stay at 10. So with not many options left, I count out my Don. I go 7 to bluff the Luffy. If he takes this and it's the Luffy, I could win, but I don't have the Luffy, as we know. And yeah, so I go 7 in. Thinking if I even want to ramp, like, there's no point in ramping, but like, why not? Yeah, just doing some math. It's a sad world. If I would have played better the turn where I had the kit and bullet on the board, it would have been a way better position. If I would have taken one more swing early, I would have been able to counter out of more. But yeah, basically blocking with that kid sealed the deal for me. And the kid in the deck, I don't even really like. A couple misplays in those turns really made this game harder than it had to be. So I do trash just to ramp one, minusing the Lucci for... Oh no, I actually swing into the Lucci because I'm trying to go and see if I can survive one turn. I play the Sanji, and we'll just see. 1 card in hand, not looking good. But yeah, the changes that I added to the deck didn't really help me too much. I might have to remove them. But yeah, it's that 5-cost kid, it seems good, but really this deck doesn't minus enough to make it worthy. So yeah, he swings, uses effect, trashes 2, and yeah, that is game. If you guys liked, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Let me know what you think about the deck. Peace.